The outdoors have always been more than a place to us. They're where peace replaces chaos, where lessons are learned and traditions are passed down. This isn't about trophies or numbers. It's about moments, memories made, and the legacies built. Raising our family grounded in freedom, faith, and the land that shapes who we are. This is Legacy in the Field. Now go out and build yours.
What's going on, guys? This is Tret with Legacy in the Field. Today we're going to be processing some whitetail deer that I was able to harvest here at the very end of season. I got the wonderful opportunity to go out with a group of guys from Hometown Heroes Outdoors. It's an organization that takes out first responders, veterans, to go do outdoor adventures, whether it be hunting, fishing, things like that, to kind of help them recover and mentally, take down the stress levels and just help them escape. And this was the first time I've ever went on a trip like this, and let me be honest with you, it's probably one of the best hunting trips I've been on. It was a great time, great group of guys. I highly recommend if you're a first responder or a veteran, you definitely go check them out at Hometown Heroes or hometownherooutdoor.org, and go sign up with them. Go check them out. They're on Facebook.
Alright, so what we're doing here is we're actually working on the deboning process before I start cutting up our steaks and other cuts like the roast that we like to keep. I'm getting that femur bone out, and then I'll just be cleaning it up, slicing it up, getting as much of the silver skin and tendons out as I can. The two knives that I'm working with is just a normal fillet knife, and then I actually have a razor knife right there where you can just replace the blades. There's my oldest son Tucker coming in. He always likes to come in whenever I do this and check it out. I got a feeling next year we're going to get him to actually help us out with cutting up the meat. But one of the biggest tips that I found out is have a good sharp knife whenever you're doing this. That's why you'll see me swap back and forth between knives, just to make sure I'm getting the best cuts I can. There's a bunch of steaks there I'm cutting up. You can see we got several bowls going. On one bowl I'm making a pile for the ground meat. The other bowl is where I'm cutting up the steaks and putting them in, and cutting up those roasts and putting them in. And then that's our full plate just from the one hind quarter. So if you see anything, any tips or tricks, please let me know. Oh, on this portion, this deer, whenever we did skin it, we actually cut the pelvis in half so that hip bone was still in joint. It's real simple to get to once you cut it all the way down. The biggest tip I can tell you is make sure you find the head of the femur that's going into the bone. You're going to have to cut the cartilage around it. Once you do, it'll come right out. So any questions, leave it down in the comments and let us know.
2,000 years later.
What's going on, guys? This is Tret with Legacy in the Field. What we're going to do today is we're finishing up our processing of the two deer I was able to harvest for the end of season. So right now what we're going to start off with, we got our meat grinder out. We actually got the brand meat. We got it out ready to go. What we're going to do first, we're going to take some of this cut bacon, and we're going to mix it with a bunch of venison. We're going to make our hamburger meat. So that'll give us, we got around 13 pounds of venison with 3 pounds of the bacon. So that should give us about as close to around a 80-20, about 81-19 mixture for our hamburger meat. I just got told about using bacon from one of the guys with Hometown Heroes. He said it's a great mixture to do some venison with some bacon to make some really good hamburger meat. So we figured we'd try it with this one. So all we're going to do is mix it up, grind it all up, get it into this aluminum pan, and then after that we're going to vacuum seal it. The rest of the meat we're going to do is we're just going to ground it all up into just ground meat so we can use it whether we want to do spaghetti, if we want to do meatballs, whatever we want to do, we'll have ground meat, good ground meat to do it with. For that, we'll be using our venison, and then we got a bunch of pork butts. So after that, that'll give us around an 83-17 mixture, which is still pretty good. So follow along. Again, any questions, comments, hit it down in the comment section. Let us know. We're still pretty new at this portion as well. We're learning as we go also. So don't be afraid to reach out to us. Let's get started.
So right here, we're just beginning to grind up some of our venison, mixing the bacon in. What I found out to do is just keep going back and forth with it, and make sure you get a nice good mixture in there. Please don't forget your gloves anytime you're dealing with raw meat. I had a brain fart during all this, especially in the grinding process, and my wife had to come in there and really check me about that. So get it all nice and ground and mixed together.
Okay, also, we got all of our meat grounded up. So now what we need to do, we need to break down the meat grinder. We need to take the fine grind disc out, need to take the star out, and we need to swap it to our actual packing ring and put our actually packing tube on it. The reason why we're doing it this way is we're not going to vacuum seal these. We're going to put these in the actual meat bags. So you can use this to actually stuff your bag to get your 2 pounds out of it. All right, so guess you haven't done it yet. This is something I wanted to show because my wife and I was doing sausage and we didn't realize we had to swap all of this out whenever we were packing it. And we actually messed up some of our jalapeno cheese sausage we were making because we didn't swap all this out. Because you don't need the actual cutting star or anything like that if you're just packing. That's just some extra fat there. We'll throw it in the mixture, mix it up by hand. Don't forget, even though at the beginning I forgot my gloves, anytime you're dealing with raw meat, you really need to have your gloves on and ready to go. So, got everything off. All we got is our spindle, our auger. Put it back in. Get your your packing blade or disc, however you want to call it. And then you attach these two together. It's a little twist lock, get it in there, twist it, you're good to go. You're going to set that right on top. Then you're going to tighten everything down. Make sure it's nice and even as you're tightening. Get it going. All right. So we are there. Let's get to packing this meat.
All right, so this is the first time we actually use these meat bags, and my wife really came in clutch and helped me do this. It was pretty tough doing it with one-handed, but all you do is use that tube, and it sits there and stuffs it and packs it up for you. It's a really nice product, and you get a good 2 pounds of meat.
So now we got all the meat in our meat bags, stuffed nice and well. So now what we're going to do is get our ties on them. All I did is I went to my local hardware store, M&D Supply, and you can buy a whole roll of the ties. So this is all we're going to use. You don't really need that much, just enough to get you through. So what I'm gonna do, my first time using these bags, is I'm gonna squeeze it down. It's good and tight. Get it sealed as I can. Give it a few twists. And just like putting it on some bread. Just tie it up. A few wraps. You know it's nice and good. It's not gonna come undone. That one didn't go as tight as I wanted it. Here we go. We are tied off. Bam. All right, so we finished up with the hamburger meat. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our pork butts, mix it with some more venison, and we're just making the rest of our, I believe it's around 34 pounds of ground meat. And then at the end, we'll show you how much meat we got total off of this deer. So we'll show you the nice stack we got for us for the rest of the year. So let's get after it.
Okay, so something I do want to say in this part where I messed up at, I was doing my mixture good, and for some reason just completely escaped me. As you can see, I wasn't quite mixing up the venison and the pork while it was grinding, and what I found out was later on, there's really not a picture of me doing it, but what happened was I had to try to take all that meat and mix all the pork in after I created layers and layers of it. So as you're sitting here grinding your meat, make sure as you're doing your fat content, whether it be pork, whatever it is, make sure you sit there and mix it all up. Again, this is just my wife and I packing the rest of the finished up ground meat into those meat bags. Again, guys, after doing this and using these, I'm pretty sure we're going to stick with using these. We used to just vacuum seal them, lay them out flat where they fit in our freezer pretty good, and once we turn to these are our first year using these. They fit extremely well in the freezer. We got it to 2 pounds in each bag, and they are way cheaper than buying a roll of vacuum seal bags. You may get about anywhere from 15 to 20 bags of vacuum seal bags that are probably running you $15 to $20 per roll. And I want to say my wife told me it was about $10 for around 100 of these bags. Very, very cost efficient, very great bags. They didn't come with the tie downs we needed, but we just went and got those from the local store, hardware store. But anything else, y'all just reach out. Thank you.